and I'm an accordion player with the band Gan Adam, and I'm here today to introduce you to our wonderful fiddle player, Hey Youngko. So I hear music here somewhere. I think she's in this direction if you want to follow me. And yes, here she is over here. About yourself.
저는 고혜영이라고 하고요. 그 가나눔이라는 아일랜드 전통 음악을 하는 그룹의 피드를 담당하고 있습니다.
What is the difference between the fiddle and the violin?
이제 사람들이 많이 이제 그런 거를 궁금해해요. 근데 기본적으로 물리적으로 똑같은 악기인데 피들이라고 부를 때가 있고 바이올린이라고 부를 때가 있는데 일단 크게 두 가지로 생각할 수 있어요. 하나는 언어 문화적인 측면에서, 그다음에 이제 음악 장르 측면에서. 그 언어 문화적인 측면에서 볼 때는 영어를 사용하는 문화권에서 이제 피들이라고 한 단어는 이제 어떤 뜻이냐면은 우리말로 치자면 중년 이후의 부부들이 남편을 영감이라고 부를 때가 있죠. 그다음에 아내를 마누라라고 불러요. 그래서 긴 설명 필요 없이 남편과 영감의 차이고, 그다음에 아내와 마누라 사이의 차이라고 하면은 이해가 쉬울 거라고 생각합니다. 그 음악 장르에서는 클래시컬 뮤직에서는 이제 바이올린이라고 하는데, 민속음악이나 전통음악, 특히 뭐 아일랜드 전통음악, 스코티시 전통음악, 아메리칸 올드타임, 이디쉬, 그러니까 주이시 그 전통음악이랑 노르딕, 북유럽 지방에 있는 그 전통음악에서 특히 이제 바이올린을 피들이라고 부릅니다. 그런데 재즈 같은 경우에는 재즈 피들이라고 안 그러거든요. 재즈 바이올린이라고 그러고, 집시 음악도 사실은 민속 음악인데 거기서도 집시 피들이란 말을 거의 안 쓰고 집시 바이올린이란 말을 더 많이 씁니다.
When did you first start playing the fiddle?
바이올린 자체는 제가 한 초등학교 3학년 때쯤에 클래시컬 바이올린으로 시작을 했는데요. 저는 다양한 그 음악들을 많이 들으면서 성장을 했기 때문에 세계 여러 나라의 다양한 그런 전통음이나 민속음악에 대해서 굉장히 흥미를 많이 가지고 있었습니다. 그랬는데 제가 미국에 대학원 과정을 공부하러 갔다가 미국 올바니 뉴욕에서 꽤 오래 살았었는데요. 거기에 그 미국 전통음악을 하는 커뮤니티가 있었습니다. 아일랜드 전통음악, 스코티시, 잉글리시 컨트리 댄스, 아메리칸 올드타임, 다양한 유럽의 그런 민속음악들, 뭐 주이시, 뭐 러시안, 그리크, 그다음에 케이전, 케이프 브레턴, 프렌치 카나디안, 그런 다양한 종류의 그 민속음악을 같이 연주를 했었습니다. 근데 이제 우리들이 연주하는 튠들 중에 50% 이상이 아일랜드 전통음악 튠이었습니다. 그래서 아주 가까이 접할 수가 있었고, 저의 그 흥미가 그쪽으로 더 많이 가면서 아일랜드 전통음악을 제대로 해야겠다라는 그런 생각을 하게 됐었습니다. 네.
How did it become become so important in Irish music? Do you know anything about the history of that?
이 바이올린이라는 악기가 아일랜드 전통음악이 도입된 게 18세기 전반쯤이에요. 그러니까 클래시컬 뮤직에서는 그게 바로 그 후기인데요. 그 장르에서 사용된 악기 중에 아주 주된 악기 중에 하나였는데, 그 시대에 아일랜드 전통음악, 그 민속음악에 이 악기가 도입이 됐습니다. 근데 이 악기가 도입되기 전에 아일랜드 전통음악은 주로 파이브나, 그러니까 일렉 파이브나 하프로 주로 이루어졌는데, 이 바이올린 들어오는 이후로 그 이제 바이올린 특성이 왼손으로 그 지판을 잡아서 이제 노트를 정하죠. 그리고 이제 그 활로 소리를 내는데, 손가락으로, 그러니까 손가락으로 낼 수 있는 이제 아주 다양한 그 표현 방법이 있고, 활을 가지고 다양하게 뉘앙스를 표현할 수 있기 때문에 표현할 수 있는 이제 범위와 그 다음에 그 깊이가 훨씬 확장이 되면서 아일랜드 전통음악에 바이올린이 도입된 이후로 음악이 많이 변하고 좀 더 다양해지고 표현이 훨씬 더 자유로운 그런 쪽으로 아일랜드 전통음악이 발달할 수 있었던 것 같습니다.
Okay, thank you very much. And what about ornamentation in Irish music and the fiddle?
So the most common ornamentations are like a cut and the roar. roll. Put the higher notes and the lower notes together. So there are two kinds of rolls. One is a long roll and a short roll. Do the longer one, and the short one is like this. And then there's another one is cut. It's very good when you play the same notes twice. Twice. But if you use cut, you can do the thing in one bow. So like something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's really interesting. And Hyung, for anybody in Korea that's interested in learning Irish music, that's maybe just coming to Irish music for the first time, do you have any advice about how to learn Irish music?
피들, 그 아이리쉬 피들을 배우고 싶어하는 학생들 보면은 대부분의 경향이 그 아이리쉬 피들을 바로 시작하지 않고 클래시컬 바이올린을 먼저 배운 다음에 아이리쉬 피들을 배울 수 있다고 생각하시는 분들이 많은데 저는 그렇지 않다고 생각합니다. 그래서 만약에 아이리쉬 피드를 배우는 게 목적이라면 바로 그걸로 시작을 하는 게 좋고, 만약에 뭐 클래시컬 바이올린도 함께 배우고 싶다 하면 상관이 없겠지만 아이리쉬 피드 자체가 목적이라고 한다면 굳이 클래시컬 바이올린을 배우려고 하지 말고 바로 아이리쉬 피드를 배우기 시작하는 게 좋다고 생각합니다. It's better to be part of the community. You meet people, members of this traditional Irish music community in this country. So, and then you learn, a tune or two from that member, who will eventually become your friends. You need to learn this thing from the person, not from the printed music or,
Okay, thank you very much. And can I just finally ask you to just to say goodbye to our viewers?
저희 가나눔이 시민청에서 거의 한 달에 한 번씩 연주를 하는데 많이들 오셔서 구경해 주시기 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I started playing music in the 70s, and I, at the time, was exposed to a lot of different kinds of music through my elder brother, who was listening to all sorts of folk music and stuff, and collected records. So that was great exposure, and over time, I found that the music I was most drawn to was the music of Ireland. So I kind of focused on that, and so for a long time now, that's what I've been doing. When I moved to the Bay Area in California in the mid-70s, and there was a pretty good community there of Irish music. Kevin Keegan was living there amongst a lot of other people, great players. So there were some really, really fine sessions there on Sunday afternoons in San Francisco. I played in a band with Dennis Brooks and others for quite a while there. It's kind of how I got started.
Okay.
I moved to Seattle in 1980, and there was quite a bit of music there. Some new arrivals from Ireland at that time.
Yeah.
So on it goes.
Okay, and Richard, can you tell us a little bit about this particular instrument? We know it's a fiddle, which can you just, how did you come by it, or was it a good bargain, or?
It cost me actually a lot of money, and but it's one that I found. There's a violin maker lives in Seattle, Armin Barnett, who's a friend of mine. That I bought this from him about 20 years ago, and this is a German violin, 1924, and it was interesting at the time. He had two of these, one from 1922, one from 1924. Very similar, almost the same sound. I preferred this one just a little bit, but it's in excellent condition. And like I say, I've had it for 20 years. And part of the reason I chose this one is that playing with loud instruments like accordions and ukulele pipes, this thing fights back.
Okay, it has a loud voice.
It's not the sweetest sounding one in the world, but
It has a strong sound. And Richard, you said it was expensive, so do you worry a lot, when you have an expensive instrument and it's, to me, they look quite fragile. So, I mean, do you worry a lot about taking care of it or, that it might break or you might sit on it or anything like that?
not really. And I've had, so far, there have been stories about violins and things being destroyed on aircraft, airlines. I've had excellent luck with this, and I had, on my last time I brought this, when I checked in, at first they didn't want to let me, and I said, no, I'm taking this on, carry on. And they went to the trouble of changing my seat so there was a place for it.
Right, okay,
And then there was an empty seat next to me, so it was great. So not all airlines are out to destroy instruments.
Right,
I bought a pretty good case for it. So.
But if a friend said, oh, Richard, could I borrow your fiddle for 2 weeks? Would you say yes, no, or?
I most likely say no.
Okay. Okay, that answers my question. Okay. And Richard, regarding Irish music in the United States, do you think there are any major differences? I know nowadays with YouTube and everything.
Yeah, sure.
But do you think there are any major differences in style between? I know the United States is a big place. Ireland is a big place too, but not maybe compared to the United States. But are there any major? Do you notice any major differences between the styles?
I think there's a lot of variation both in Ireland and in the States, but I think there is one distinctive style in the U.S. which has kind of evolved in New York. There's kind of a series of players, Michael Coleman, and then Andy McGann was Lado Byrne, Andy McGann, Brian Conway, and so on. They have a very distinctive sound to it that's unusual. It's great stuff, but it's a very different feel.
And Richard, you also composed tunes, I heard.
Quite by accident. That was in 1984, and I can't really explain why, but within the space of about 2 weeks, I came up with four reels, two of which I remembered, and they spread around quite a bit through recordings that various people have made. And the other two, I'm pretty happy to say I've forgotten because I didn't care for them much. So, and it was, like I said, quite by accident. I've tried a couple times since then, and nothing's come up.
Is there any advice you'd like to give to young people or older people that might be interested in taking up the fiddle for the first time to play Irish music here in Korea?
The main thing is, and this is a lot easier now, is to listen as much as you can. Get the stuff into your head. That's if you don't do that, and I would say any kind of there are tons of tunes available online as ABC or music notation. That's good to find out how a tune is going, but try to stay away from that and do it by ear.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So, Richard, finally, can I ask you just to say goodbye to our viewers?
Goodbye. It's great to be here in Korea and to visit with Hey Young and Patricia and others, and to be back soon. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you both very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
좀 더 재미있고 새로운 그런 튠들이 만들어질 수 있었거든요. 그래서